Okay. All right, guys. So first of all, SAS stand for
System
Statistical Analysis System. It started somewhere around 1960. There was a professor called Jim Goodnight who was doing some research on it, and later on, with the help of C and Java, he tried to create this tool because it was getting very tough to analyze the large amount of data manually. Okay, so what he did, he created a tool. Initially, he what to say analyzed some agriculture data, and he found that this tool is like little bit helpful and even comparatively faster than the other tools whatever they were using at that time. Then Maggie, you have to put yourself on. Lot of disturbance at your end. All right. So then two more people came with Jim Goodnight in 1966, and then they launched this product in the market, and since then SAS has become a multi-billion dollar company. SAS is basically used to analyze the data, a large amount of data. It's not like that 50, 60,000 rows we are analyzing with the help of it. And most of the time, or like every time, people handle large amount of data sets. Okay. A basic SAS software looks like this. It has three windows: editor, log, and output. Something went wrong. Okay. So there are three windows: editor. What do you think? What we would be doing in editor? Write the code. Yeah, that's correct. So editor is basically used to write the code. After that, log. Oh my God, some serious problem. Okay, I'm on the log. Okay, log. What do you think? What log can be?
whatever we're gonna do in that data,
Mhm.
that program will run this.
Correct. So whatever I'm going to do in the editor, whatever program I have written, how that program is talking to the machine, that would be visible in the log. Okay. Whether if I got some error in my program, I can check the log window and debug my program. The third one is output window. So as the name suggests, I'll be getting output in this, but not for the every program I write in my SAS window. Yes. What's your name?
Ashley.
Ash. Yeah. We just started 2 minutes back. Yes. All right. Uh, Now, after this, the fourth and important thing is called libraries. Any idea what do you think library can be?
Maybe at the same with our work.
Where we are saving our work. Okay.
Inbuilt function.
Inbuilt function. Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a kind of place where you wanna be, whatever program you wanna run, everything will be seen as a default will be seen.
Okay. So basically, library here in SAS are the references for the dataset locations. Okay. Like here, I do see multiple icons. Okay. And if I talk about these icons, if I talk about library, I can divide these libraries into two parts. And those two parts are, the first one is temporary. What do you think? If I'm calling it a temporary library, what I may get in it?
We'll execute the work right now, but you'll have to save once you close the session.
Once I close the session, my work will not be saved. Okay. All right. Any other thing? Say. All right. So Maggie, for you, let me recap whatever I've done. I was just telling about these two. There are three windows I've covered, like editor, log, and output. Editor is something where you write the code. You can sit here. Okay. So editor is something where we write the code. then log, if I've written some code, how this log code is talking to the machine, that would be visible in log window. And output, if my code is supposed to give me some output, it would come in the output window. But not every time my code throws output in the output window. Editor is something where you would be writing codes, commands. Okay. Now the fourth important thing was a library. If I talk about library, these are basically the references of the data set, like you people said, where we would be saving our work. Work means not code. It would be like the kind of output you got, the data you generated from your input data or whatever. That would be saved under libraries. And libraries are nothing but the references, the location references of your hard drive that I will discuss right now. So there are two type of library, temporary and permanent. Okay, let me write it down. Permanent. Guys, anytime, any question, ping me then and there. I'll answer your question. So temporary and permanent, there are two type of libraries. If I talk about temporary library, fine. There is only one temporary library called work. Now the question is, why do we call it temporary? Because as you said, Ramesh, that probably I may lose my work, whatever is there. I may lose it whenever I close my session. Okay, so the life of the data lying inside the work library is one session. Let's say you have saved 10 or 100 data set in work library. You close it, your data are gone. Now you won't be able to retrieve it back. That's why we call it temporary. It is also default. Now what does default mean?
Whenever you give a file name to it or a library reference, it will
Correct.
work.
Correct. So if I do not give any reference of any library where I want to save my data, then by default my data would be coming to this library called work library. It's here. Inside the library item you will find it. Now the problem with this is my data is getting deleted. Okay. If I by mistake close my session, the data will get deleted. That's why I may create a permanent library. To create a permanent library, I have to write code, and it would start with this thing. Then the library reference. This reference is nothing but the name you are assigning to your library, like we have assigned here. Okay, and then the path.
So we have to create the library.
Yes, we have to create the library. Now, how to create it? This is a kind of basic syntax I've told you, and I'll be writing code in front of you. So let's say, okay, I have or I want to create a library. Here, what I did, I just wrote lib name. Uh, it's not slide. I'm not covering any slide as of now. Okay, but yeah, I will be providing you material, a soft copy where you would find it. Okay. And I think that you won't be required. You just make a note. Okay, I'll make sure you have a clear understanding. Okay, so lib name, let's say name. I want to give ABC. And what I said, the third thing is path. Now, path is what? A common location or location on my hard drive. So I went to a folder, like any folder here. Okay, this is the folder. I copied the path and provided it here. So what I'm doing is, this listing is a SAS keyword, fine, through which SAS understands that it is going to create a library. The name of the library would be ABC, and it would save all the data at this location. Or in other words, in layman language, you can say this ABC is nothing but a nickname for this location. That's why I'm calling you a reference for this location. Okay. One more clarification I want to make. If I see something in this library, that does not mean that the data is saved in this tool. The data is saved somewhere on the hard drive. Okay, all right.
Can I access the location from here?
Yes. So how to access it, I will explain. Now, let's create this. When I do that, the question comes how to run the code. So there are three ways you can run the code. Number one, you can select the entire line or statement, we call it, and press F3, F8, or this run button, which is given over here. Or you can, without selecting anything, also you can run F3, F8, or run button. You can press F3, F8, or run. The difference would be when you select and do this, only selected part would run, otherwise the entire code would run. Okay, so now I did that, and what do I see? ABC icon appears inside my library. Okay, inside my library icon. All right. Now, if I go inside ABC, what do you think? What would I see? Sorry. If I open it, I do see some data sets. Okay. I may think how come it came here. I didn't create anything in this part, in this library so far. So the answer is when I go to the location and see some SAS files are lying over here. Okay.
So it will read only these files. Like
Yes, it will show the SAS files in that whatever is lying on that path. You would be able to see those files over there. I do have some other files which are not in SAS format or which are not SAS files. They are not visible inside the ABC library. Okay, so if I delete these files right now, they would disappear from that library. Like, let me do it right now. So when I come back again, it's not here. Okay, so it's a kind of thread has been created, a kind of link has been created, which shows exactly everything related to SAS inside ABC library, whatever is lying on that folder. And when I create something in ABC library, that would eventually go on that path, whatever path I have given over here. Okay, now some rules about this library name. I can give any name to a library following these three rules, which I'm telling you now. The first one is my library name cannot be more than 8 characters. Okay, so it cannot be more than 8 characters. Number one, cannot start with a number and cannot contain any special character except underscore. Okay, so these three are the rules for a library name. Now, if I say that I've written underscore a underscore. What do you think, Vishal? Is that a valid library name?
Yes, I
It's valid. It's valid, but it has a special character.
can use underscore and short.
Yeah, except underscore. Right. Okay. So can I write May 2018 underscore? No. Why? No.
That we
Can
can
start with the character.
No, it's not starting with number.
It cannot start with a number. It can contain number. Guys, you need to ping me the answer as well. Okay. Uh, Let me confirm it one more time. Shipra, am I audible to you or the problem is still there?
No, you're audible.
Okay, all right. What about Sunila was I confirmed Swati? Yes, okay. Wow, great. So good, Sita, you're right. Please ping me your answer, whatever question I'm asking here. And if you're not clear, then also let me know. Okay, fine. So May 2018. Why it's not a valid library name?
It's more than 8 characters.
Yes, correct. It is more than 8 characters. That's why.
We can format to May 201. That will be it.
Yes, either we can do that or we can remove this or anything. Anything. Okay. Uh, Now, let's try to violate these rules and see what happens inside a log window. So what I do is when I run this, who just arrived? Is that Monica? All right. So see, when I run this, I do see an icon or I do see a message in the log that library ABC has been hit successfully. Yeah.
One question. In case I write underscore me, if I give a space, so will that be?
So space is a special character, and no special character is allowed except underscores. That's why your library will not be created. Now, what do I do is I just violate these rules and try to create one more library with invalid name. Let's say 1, 2, and run this. So a library name cannot start with a number. That's why when I give it, I get a error message over here. Okay.
So
So
we have to continuously check the log window also.
yes, we have.
So there is no pop-up.
Yeah. So if you run a big program, at the end you can do Control F, and there are some advanced technique where automatically you can read the log. Let's say you can save this log somewhere as a text file, and then you can write another code to read whether error is coming somewhere or not. Okay. Yes, we'll be able to. That would be a manual thing, but if you want to automate it, then how to do it? So, okay. Now, after library, the second thing what do I see is if I go inside any library, I open this and I see a data set. First of all, it looks like an Excel sheet. We call it a SAS data set. The icon appears like this always. In Excel, what do you call these things? Rows, right? In SAS, these are called observations. The columns are called variable, and the entire thing is a data set. How to create a data? We have to write a keyword again called data to create a SAS data set. And to one run. Please don't pay any attention here as of now. Okay. Now, when I'm creating data set, the first question is where should I create it? Should I create it in work or should I create it in any other library? One second, guys. Okay. So in which library I should create that? So in that case, I am supposed to write it here. So whenever I'm creating a data set, I can define the name in two ways. One is I can write library.ds, and another way I can only write ds. Ds means dataset name. Library.ds means first I have to write library and then a dataset name. What I showed you here earlier is work is a default library. Okay. Now default means if I don't pass that value, it is all automatically taken from the machine itself. So when I do not write the library name here with a data set, it is going to be there in the work library. Let's say I want to create a data set T1 or T1, whatever, in the ABC library, which I just created. So how do I write the name, data set name?
Data.abc. For data space abc dot.
Yes, I have to write it like abc.p1.
But if there is a file ABC,
Mhm.
if there is a folder ABC on desktop and on E drive, so how it will know that I have to go on C drive?
That's already a
As you have already passed the path, this ABC means what? This path. So it knows that where it has to go, and there it will create a SAS file by the
And
name.
if we put a random name, that suppose that data that folder is not there.
Then you would definitely get an error here itself.
Okay.
That
So
the
first we have to create the library, then only we can create the
yes,
data.
correct. So let's say you passed an invalid path, so you would get an error message. Library does not exist. Okay, and then let's say you ran the entire program in one go. Here also you will get one error that this library does not exist. That's why I cannot create data over there, right? Okay. And when you do not give the library name, only dataset name you write, it gets created inside the work library. Or in the backend, it is resolved like word.econ. Okay?
I didn't get what exactly is the data set name. I have only get IQD one. What is it? After ABC.
This ABC is a library.
Yeah, right.
Data I want to create, like here I have a lot of data sets. Okay? Some name has been given. So name I have to assign. If I am creating a file, I have to give a name. Correct? It can be any name, but no, there are, which I'll be covering. Let me just show you first of all, and then I'll tell you what rules we have to follow. So here, let's say I write T1. That's it. So I will definitely see a data in work library. As of now, nothing. Okay. So let me run this, and T1 appears over here. When I open this, I see X1, which we'll discuss later on. Now, the second thing is I write abc.t1. Now, when I run this, first of all, let me go to that location. Do I see any T1 over here? Let me just sort it on. Yes. So T1 appears over here, and eventually this T1 is also can be checked from inside the ABC library. Okay. All right. Now, what if I do not give a data set or library name? Can anyone tell me if I'm creating an Excel file, I don't give any name, and I just like create new document and run it. What happens?
A temporary name would be saved.
A temporary name it assigns, right? Similarly, when I do not pass any name to my data step and run this, it also assigns a temporary name to a data and create it at the default location. Like, let me go inside the work library because that is the default one. I run this, data 1 is created. Let me run this again, data 2 is created. So every time I run this, it creates a default data. Okay? Alright. Now, what are the rules for defining a dataset name? These rules are, your dataset name cannot be more than 32 characters. Library name can be up to 8 characters. This cannot be up to can be up to 32 characters. And rest of the rules are same. Whatever I told you in the library. Cannot start with a number, cannot contain any special character except underscore. Alright? Now, after creating the data, the second challenge is how to create variables. Like I have here name, sex, age, height, and weight. 5 variables. Or let's say when you create one Excel sheet, you create multiple columns. Okay, you write some numbers, blah 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 blah, and you do not tell what number is what. Does it make any sense? No. So until or unless you don't assign the column name, the data do not make sense to anyone. That's why it is very important to create the variable, right? So these are the variable. The second point about the variable is the data type. What do you understand by data type?
The type of the data.
Type of data.
Text.
Numeric or character, something like that. Have you ever studied any language or no? No, no problem. Okay. So data type means what kind of data I'm going to store under a particular variable. Okay, it can be can have multiple type of data with you. In SAS, we have only two categories. First, the data type. If I talk about data type, I have two categories. One is numeric and other one is character. Now let's talk about numeric first. Numeric, as the name suggests, I can only say numbers or decimals. A minimum length for a numeric variable is 3 byte, but in latest version of SAS, it is 2 bytes. Like SAS Enterprise Guide 4.6, if you will use, you will find that minimum is 2 bytes. Maximum is 8 bytes, and default is also 8 bytes. Okay. Missing values. If I say missing, it is represented with a dot. Like I have a data over here, and let's say this value is not a value. It may possible. I may. It's not mandatory that I should have value for everything or every observation. If that value is missing and it's a numeric variable, it would appear with a dot. Okay. Otherwise, it would show you the value. And it's a default data type. What do you understand by that? Okay. So if I say default data type, Maggie, what do you understand by this statement? You can ping me your answer. I need some response, guys.
We don't define any data type.
It's 8 bytes.
That we
Sunila, what did you say, Sunila?
8 bytes.
No, I'm saying it's default. I'm saying numeric is a default data type. What do you understand by that?
Okay, if you don't specify, that means the variable is a numeric.
Correct. The variable would become numeric if I do not specify the data type. Okay. Good. All right. And one more thing is 1 to 3 do not mean 3 bytes. So the only thing you should remember is for numeric variable, one digit is not 1 byte. In 1 byte, you can save multiple digits. Okay. And there is a range given. If you want to see that range, you can type numeric byte precision on Google or SAS byte precision on Google, and you will get to know how much in 1 byte. Now let's talk about character. Anything which is a number or a non-number thing, a character thing, can be saved under character data type, whether it's a number or a special character or anything. But in numeric, you can only save numbers, nothing else. Okay. So anything can be saved under character. Minimum length for a character is 1 byte. Maximum is 8 byte. Oh, sorry. Maximum is one second, guys. I'm getting one more time. Okay. Okay, fine. So the maximum length for a character data type is 32767. And the default is again 8 byte. Missing values are represented with space. Space means blank, a white space. Fine. And in character, one digit is 1 byte, or one letter, or one anything. Let's say I have written I am Ram. It has how many characters? 8 bytes. It would take 8 bytes. Like 3, not 8 bytes, sorry. Spaces are also be, spaces would also be counted. 3, 3, 6 and 8, sorry. 8 bytes. Yes? Okay. Now, these are like little bit basic about it. And though it sounds little boring as of now, but it will be useful after some time when I'll take some examples. So, SAS is not a case sensitive language. What do you understand by this? Yeah, correct. The minimum length for a character is 1 byte. Okay, minimum length for a character is 1 byte. Now, let me move ahead. SAS is not a case sensitive language. That means all the character or all the keywords, whatever you are writing, you can either write it in uppercase, lowercase, or anything. SAS is also a free format language. What do you understand by free format?
We can write in any format. After eliminating, we can give a space or
Correct. So it's not like that I have to follow a certain pattern of writing code. I can write it in any way like this. So I can give multiple spaces here, multiple spaces here, and like this. I can do that. Okay?
What's it called?
Format, free format. It's a free format language. Okay? And then let's say A, B, C, T I give and run this. So I will see A, B, C. Though I wrote the lib name in like multiple lines. Okay? Anything which ends with a semicolon is called a statement. Okay? How many statements do you see as of now on the screen?
Okay. No, 9, 10.
10. Okay. Yes,
10.
that is correct. There are 10 statements. Yes, guys, you are correct. Now, the second thing. Anything which starts with a keyword called data, ends with run is called a step. Okay? Step. And similarly, there are one more thing called proc, like we write it here. Uh, um, Anything which starts with proc is also called a step. Data steps are basically used to create SAS dataset or modify SAS dataset. However, proc, which we call procedures, are predefined algorithms for SAS. Like proc print, what does it do? It prints my data. Where? In the output window. Okay? Let me know if I'm going fast. I can reduce down my speed if you feel like I'm fast. Is that clear with you, Ashwin? Okay. All right. Now we'll be discussing many procedures later on. Now these are steps. Anything which start with data and run, one step. Proc and run, steps. How many steps do you see on the screen?
4.
4. Yes. 3 steps, Sita, you are wrong. Okay. 4 is the correct answer. There are 4 steps on the screen. And statements which are written outside of data or proc are called global statements. So it is a global statement. These are global statements. Global means it can be accessed throughout the program anywhere. However, if something is written within the boundary of a step, that cannot be accessed anywhere in the program. Okay? Okay, alright. Now, as I told you, SAS is a free format language. I can write one statement in multiple lines. I can go vice versa, like multiple statement in one line. One statement can be in multiple line. Multiple statement can also be in one line. So now my question is, if I say multiple steps in one line, is that true or false? False?
we can write multiple steps.
Okay, Swati is saying true. Zita, okay. Shipra, you need to ping me the answer. Maggie is not pinging me anything. And What do you think? Is that true or false? Ashwin?
I think it's true.
It's true. Yeah, that's correct. If I say multiple statement in one line, a step is nothing but a collection of steps, right? Oh, sorry, statements. So if I write like this, it's like one step in one line, and similarly, I can do this, the another step in one line. Why these steps are important? Because when SAS runs your program, it does not run the entire program in one go. It's like from top to bottom, it will scan everything and run. It does not do that way. What does it do? It runs the program step by step. So no matter how much time you take in this step, it will finish this and then only move on to the next one.
But if you don't put a semicolon after run,
After that,
it will give us an error.
yes, it will be like, let me show you right now. It would be keep on showing like running or could not find, see, run. It would not stop. So because it could not find the end of bound. Okay, so that. Okay, all right. Now these are little basics. Now let me tell you one more thing, and then I'll start a very. In any data related domain, I can divide that work into 4 parts, and those are number one, your input, from where you're receiving your input, from where you're getting your data. The second one is manage. Whatever data you're receiving, there is no guarantee that the data is clean, data is arranged in the desired format. You may need to do it, right? Like sometimes we do it in Excel as well, correct? And that part is called managing the data. Once you have managed it, once you have made sure that whatever data you have is clean, has valid values, then only it moves on to for analysis. Then only you analyze it. Because if you analyze a dirty data, you would produce dirty reports, dirty results, right? So that's why managing is important. And once you analyze, finally you send a report to the end user. Correct? Now, SAS can read data from multiple sources. Most of the time, you would be reading data either from a database or from a text file, a raw data file. Okay? Alright. Today we'll start how to read data from a raw data file, from a like to create a SAS dataset. Why I need to create a SAS dataset? Any answer? Any idea? Why do I need to read a file and create a SAS data? I can directly. Why can't I directly uh, analyze the raw data file?
Because you can manage, you can analyze properly. Yes, if it's got a readable condition, SAS.
Yeah, because SAS. Let's say I need to watch a movie in Windows Media Player. The movie should be in WMV format.
Like including
Yes, correct. Or converting the file in its own format, so that it can easily understand it and work on it. Any software. If you, let's say you are going to read a Word document and that is in not RTF or any supported format, it won't read it. Similarly with Excel and any other file. Same with SAS. It should be in the same format, SAS format. That's why what it does it do while reading the data, it converts the data into SAS format. Okay. Now, let's say I have a raw data file which I want to read. Like here I have a file. Do I have it? No, I don't have it here. Okay. So let me create one file. Let's say in data folder, I have it. So this is the file mydoc.txt. It has only 3 values which are name, age and salary. I want to read it and create a SAS data. Okay. So the first thing is I write data because I need to create a SAS data, right? Alright. After that, the name. Let's say I give test. Where it will be created? In which library? Work. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. It will be created in the work library. And let me write the end of boundary called run. The first thing is my input. from where I'm reading the data. So to tell SAS the path of the file, where the file is lying, which file I want to read, I will be using a keyword called infile. Alright?
So
And
it's also saved in file.
it's not saved in infile. Through infile keyword or infile statement, I'll tell SAS that where the file is lying, which file I want to read.
So every SAS file is located in file or it is located
If you say located in infile, what does it mean?
like,
See, infile is a keyword, right? Yeah, located in the path which I'm going to
It
pass.
means insert the file, right?
Insert the file basically. Telling it, my file is lying here, please read it.
Insert.
Okay, correct. So path is always passed in quotes, I did it. It's the path of a directory. Directory means a folder. Okay. Now inside the data folder, which file it has to read, I have to tell the name of the file as well. And that is what can be done like my doc.txt. Okay. Now it got the file. How to read it? What all variables are there? It doesn't know and it's not going to guess as well. As I told you earlier, if I am creating an Excel file, I have to write the variable name. Similarly, if I am creating a SAS data set, I have to define the variable name. So I write name, age, and salary. But the thing is, how would SAS know these are names? Again, with the help of a keyword, and that keyword is input. I have to tell that the variables are name, age, and salary. This is what we need to read from this file. Okay. Now, there would be some more question in your mind, but I'll answer most of them. See, I run this and I write proc print data equals to test and run. Now, when I run this program, I get to see some missing values, some dots for name. And now I need an answer from you guys why why the name is not appearing properly.
Because it is taking that numeric.
Yeah. So we have to mention a
We have
character
to
code.
specify the keyword.
Okay. My question is to Shipra. Why I am getting dots under name? Missing value. Yes, missing value. That is why. The reason I want to know. And the same question is for because it took. Yes, correct. Swati gave me the correct answer. Shipra, are you clear on this or not? Why I'm getting missing values under name? Yes. Okay. All right. Because by default all the variables are numeric. That's why I got numeric. And numeric for numeric missing values appears with a dot. So that's why I'm getting a dot. Alright? Okay. How to define that this variable is character, not numeric? By adding a dollar sign after the variable name.
It shows character.
Yeah. So my question is now name would become character. What would be the length? 8 byte, correct, because that's the default. 8, right. So let me just run this and I got name.
After name we put dollars.
Yes, after name, correct.
We
Now,
have to give space always dollar.
no, so this dollar can be specified with space or without space.
Okay, it cannot be before.
No, cannot be before. Okay,
So it will be only dollar.
only dollar, yeah. If you're reading a raw data file, external file, then yes, you have to write like this, a dollar.
spacing doesn't matter.
Spacing doesn't matter here, but you cannot write like this. Then how would it know that age is a variable or salary? Okay. Okay. All right. Now,
Lokesh, Sita here. I have a question. So you're just saying the dollar will mention it only if we are reading an external file?
yes, through infile statement, when you are reading a file and you are defining variable, then only you can mention dollar to create a variable as character. If you are reading a SAS dataset, you don't need to do it, which I'll be covering later on. And the third way is through assignment statement, through which we create the variable. There also we don't need to assign any dollar.
All right, I'll just wait. Yeah, thanks.
For your reference, I am covering it here. Let's say I write n1 equals to a. So this is another way of defining character variable, and this n1 would become character automatically. I don't have to mention any dollar or anything, but I will cover it later on. If I'll cover it right now, you would get confused. Okay. The second way of reading or practicing, basically, we don't need to use in file. We need, or we can use data lines. This is only for practice purpose, for learning purpose, right? What you can do through that way, you no need to reference or provide reference for a raw data file again and again. You can insert the data inside the code itself. Either you can write data lines or you can write cards. Cards, C-A-R-D-S, cards. They are same. Okay, and this semicolon has to be after the last chord. It's not like it cannot be here. Okay, all right. Now when you do this and run, you get the same output again. Now the second question is, how SAS is reading this data set? How would it know that only the first two characters are named? This AA12 entire thing is not named. How would it know it? Correct?
I think SAS says after A there is a blank space.
Yes. So the answer is, it knows that it has to read three variables, name, age, salary. It reads the value for these variables one by one. First name, then age, then salary. Okay. Now the pointers start from this location. By default, first line, first column. It starts and reads. So it keeps on scanning, scanning, and as soon as it gets a space, it stops. Like, if I make it like this, and I ask you, okay, guess name, age, and salary correctly for the first variable. And if you don't know that value, you may not be able to guess. Okay, because age can be 121 also, age can be 12 also, or it can be 1 also. How would you make sure? That's why what I am using a space for myself to differentiate among the values, right? And the SAS is also doing the same thing. A default delimiter or separator is a space, and as soon as while reading the data, SAS gets a space, it stops and think or take it like the value is finished. So starts from the first line. In sequence, it would be reading the value for the variable. Starts from here. So the first line it read as name. So 1, 2. As soon as it gets a space, it stops and send this value under name. Then come back. Start from the position where it stopped last time. Again, as soon as it gets a space, stops and send 12 under 8. Come back and read it. But this time it didn't get a space. So how would it know that the value is finished for salary? Yes. So the other reason is end of line. So SAS consider that the value is finished in two cases. One, when it get a separator, which is also called a delimiter, or whenever it reaches at the end of the line, then it considers that the value is finished. Okay?
But if we put multiple steps,
But I'm coming on that one. Don't worry.
Separator and
End of line. End of line.
separator and
Delimiter. Delimiter, which delimits two things. Fine? Okay. Now, I'll be writing this, guys. I will be writing only proc print and run, because if I do not write a data name in proc print, it prints the latest created data. So from now on, I'll be writing this only. Let's do one thing. Let me provide multiple spaces. What does it do? In this case also, SAS would be able to read my data properly. Like it starts, it stops here, send AA to name, come back and keep on ignoring the delimiters called space, and any other value it gets except delimiter, it will read it and dump it in the next way. Now it got age, so it has to find the value of salary. It come back, and as soon as it find any other character except delimiter, it read it as the value. Okay. After reading the last variable, pointer jumps on the next line. How? So here also the output is same. Let me come to the next point. See, it said, let's say I have this value as well. And this is like, let's say grade, but I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it in my SAS dataset. What do you think? Will I get this A in the data? No? Yes, where?
In the and it is corrected. So when it will be end on 12,000, it will go further and it will say A, so it will put the name.
Okay. So why do you think it won't come?
Because it's not mentioned there in the input statement.
Okay.
Salary,
Because the observation doesn't tally with the variable.
You can say right. Okay. Any other answer? Shipra, Sita, why I would not get A in the output, or do you think I would get A in the output? Because we only have 3 variables. Yeah, that is. Okay. So the reason I told you is this A won't come because as soon as SAS reads the value for the last variable, no matter how many values I have after it, pointer will be jumping on the next line. After reading the last variable, pointer jumps on the next line. That's why it would ignore this. Okay? Let me run this and show you. So I'm not getting A. Or you can say this is the example of less variable and more values. I have a lot of values, but I'm not passing all the variables. I'm passing less variables. Clear? Not clear? Clear? Okay. Now the second question is,
What
yes.
if they interchange A from the
I mean, if in case you write name, then dollar, each salary, and something like that after that. So, I mean, then SAS would give ABC under that.
Yeah. Yeah, good question. Let's see. Let's do that. So let's say I have one more variable, grade, and I write a dollar. I define it as a character and run this. So I'll be getting ABC under grade. Okay. Now the other question I have is, what if I? Okay. Let me just remove this.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
What was the substitute for that dollar sign? What else you can use to write that variable?
If you are using input statement, you have to mention a dollar sign to
What
define.
was the use of this cards?
Same. So for practice purpose, let's say now I don't have to reference a file again and again. I am just writing the code in a data line. Okay. However, the same data you can put in a notepad file, write in file, give the path of the file and run it, you will get the same one.
No need to mention the cards.
No. So either you can mention cards or you can mention data line. So let me just remove this. And that was a comment. Comment means it does not have any impact on the program.
So if we either run, we will get the same output. There
Same
won't be
output.
any difference.
Yes. Okay. And now I write DB. This time I do not have this and this. Okay. And I run this program. What do you think?
Missing value.
How many observation I'll get in this program? The first question. Guys, you need to ping me your answers. How many observation in this program for this data?
Make it
Selena said 4. What do you think?
12 observation.
12 observation.
We get 12, but one would be missing. But we'll get an observation.
12 observation. Okay.
And observations.
I don't know now. You have to tell me, then I'll tell you. Sita said 3, Shipra said 4, and Sunila said 4, and Monica, You need to tell me the answer.
So,
4 is 4.
4.
for observation. Observation are good.
Observations are rows, columns are variable, and you are counting cells as observation. Total 12 cells. No, we don't need to count that. We need. Okay. So I think 2. Sita said 2. Okay. Let's see.
Okay, 4 observations.
4 of them. Let's see.
Then what do you call cells? You have nothing, no concept of it.
You can call it a field. I
I
should
think
say.
observation and variable.
No, it will be 4 observations only, and one would be missing value,
Okay.
but it will be 4.
It will be 4. Okay. So let's do that. What I told you so far is after reading the last variable, pointer jumps on the next line. This is what I told you, right? As of now, we don't have value for salary. And what we are thinking is it would automatically treat salary as missing. But that is not going to happen. Whenever, if the value for all the variables are not available in the same line, let's say salary is not available here, pointer will be jumping on next line to find the value. And whatever it gets, it would take it as salary. So it would read CC as salary.
And 24 will be again an error.
Okay. So now you people have to write the output. What I'm telling you is, as salary is not available on this line, if the value is not available on the same line, pointer goes to the next line and read the value. Okay. So please write the output of this program. Swati, please ping me third and fourth observation. And all of you who are connected online, please ping me the output of this program. And ping me privately. Don't ping it to the public. Okay. Please write third and fourth or whatever observation you can.
Because after 40%, it
You write it first. What do you think that now?
will be spaced or
It's wrong. Okay. Monica Jan has given the output. Okay. I'll let you know, Monica. Yes.
I know age to be missing and salary would become easy.
You have to think. Okay. So I got one correct answer, but who gave me? I'll not tell you that. BB34CC.
Yeah, have a look.
What was it? Swati, you need to ping me rest of the observation, or your answer has only 2 observations.
It's right or not.
This is wrong. Okay. Only 3? Yes. Okay. Done? Okay. Missing 3. Sunila, your answer is not correct. Monica, your answer is correct. Sita, your answer is slightly incorrect. The second observation would be BB34 and missing. So let me tell you now, and you can map your answer. AA1 to 12,000 came correctly. After that, BB will go under name. 34 will go under age. Salary is not available on the same line. Pointer will jump on next line and read CC. CC is character. Salary is numeric. So it will be a dot.
Yeah.
After salary, if I write dollar.
It would become character and it would show a CC. Yeah. Now, the second rule, which I told you here in the last example, after reading the last variable, pointer jump on the next line, okay, which you missed, everyone here. So, what happened? Let's say as soon as it reads CC, which is the last variable, pointer came here. So, it ignores these 2 values. Is that clear with everyone? Ashwin, is that clear or not? Right? After reading the last variable, pointer jumps on the next line. It is like you should know by heart. You would miss it like anything. Okay. So it ignores these two values, come here, and again read DD as
Name.
name, right? Let me just run this. That's why I'll get 3 observations. Okay.
That's why we have to manage the data.
That's why we have to manage the data. So this is the problem. And I know what all problem I may have if data is not populated correctly. And that's why I have to use some precaution. I'll tell you those keywords. Okay. Shipra, you got this? Okay. Now, all right. If I take salary as character or define it as character, I'll see CC is coming under salary. Okay. All right. What is the solution? Solution is misover. Now misover can also only be written in file statement. It's the option of in file statement. So can I not use it with data line? No, I can use it. And the way I should use it is in file. Within file, you should tell from where you're reading the data. So I am reading data from data lines and then misover. What does misover do? It will not let the pointer go to the next line if all the values are not available on the same line.
So
Okay?
it will check with the observation of the variable. If it's not, it's missing, it will go to the next.
Yes.
But
No.
not populate the data in that
No.
particular cell.
Yes. So see what it will do. It will read name as baby, age as 34. Now salary is not here, but misover will not let the pointer go to the next line. What it will do? It will assign a missing value to this variable, and then pointer will go to the next line. Is that clear? Okay. Yes, I'll show you the output. Don't worry. See. Now I run this and I get a missing value. Why there is a space? Because salary is defined as character. Let me make it numeric and run this again. This time I'll be getting a missing value. Okay?
So Lokesh, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So this misover will work only if there is a missing value towards the end of the record
Absolutely.
or anywhere on the record.
No. Absolutely correct. Only for the last variable. And I'm going to take one example related to this. So now misover is working here, right? Let me do one. First of all, I don't have misover and I don't have 34. How many observation I will get in the output?
This will be age,
Ashwin,
the salary.
3. Are you clear on this? 3? Okay, alright. That is correct. I'll get 3 because after BB, pointer will jump on the next line. I don't have misover over there. And let me show you. What would be that observation? Something like that, whatever pointer finds. Now, I wrote misover. Then how many observations? 4. Right? And second observation would be DB missing. Right. Be confident.
And then BB is not there in covered, but you still have normal 3. Right?
Okay. A good question. Let me do that. First of all, let me show you the output. So BB missing. Now, let's say the extreme height of misover. I don't have BB as well. What do you think would be, how many number of observation I'll get?
You should get 3.
3. Everyone. Oh my God.
Because we can give spaces as much as we want.
How many observation I'll get, guys? You also need to answer. Okay, these guys are saying 3.
So it would be 3, but would we get spaces in the observation?
Okay, so let me cover it up. Shipra is saying 3. Okay, and who said logically 4? Sita, logically 4. So we would get 4 observations. Why?
We have mentioned this too.
As we have mentioned misover. What does it do? It will not let the pointer go to the next line until it assigns value to all the variables. So let's say.
Just press enter and come to next line and see.
But if you will place in your output,
So what?
can you give?
I may or may not give it. Okay. So what happened? After reading this, it came here. It is trying to read name. It's not available in this line. It cannot go to the next line because of this option. So what it does, it assigns a missing value. Again, for age, it does the same, and salary for also it does the same. That's why I'll get a blank record in my output data. Okay? Alright. So the rule becomes same, still the same. Pointer will not jump on the next line until it assigns values to all the variables.
I have one question.
Uh-huh.
Why dash is mentioned only for age and not for name or salary?
Dash is mentioned for age.
Underscore.
Let me see. It's a dot.
It's not.
Yeah, because it's a number. Because name is character. So missing value for character is a space. Right? Okay. Alright. Now, so this is what you can say. If someone asks you what is misover, misover will not let the pointer go to the next line.
And what if all is filled and we put this over?
Then it's like, say,
It's okay. It's like
without helmet you can also drive the bike. With helmet also you can drive the bike.
And in this
Okay.
particular file, if you don't write this over, it will have only 3 observations.
If I don't write misover in this exam, definitely 3 observations. Yes. Okay. All right. Now the question I have is, yeah.
What will happen if the first row in space in the first observation we have like a blank and then 2 numbers? So will it give like will it run the same way? Assign a space and then the age and salary will be the 2 numbers?
A very good question, and I'm taking example similar to that. Okay, a very good question. And okay, so let's do this. Now I have this with me. Let me just remove this. Okay, can you please tell me what would be the second observation? Okay, you just need to write down second observation. And guys who are connected online, please ping me. What would be the second observation in the output data set? Okay. Right. I will come and see. All right. Only second observation you need to write. All right. Shipra, missing value is there in between or at the end? No.
Between.
Wrong. Okay. You show me quickly. Only one of them wrong. Okay. So Shipra says it's in between. Okay.
Between the
She said at the end.
no,
Okay.
I'm saying between the
Yeah. Okay. So
be okay.
okay. All right. So let me do that. Shipra, my question is the missing value at the end or in the between?
I thought it will be in between because remember you said misover only takes the value if it's in the end.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so let's do that now. AA 1 to 1000 coming properly. Fine. Pointer jumps on the next line after reading the last variable. Now it reads BB as name. If I have multiple delimiters between two values, would that have any impact on my data? No. Like we did it in this example.
Right.
Here I had multiple delimiters, but then also SAS was ignoring all the delimiters and coming here to read this. Correct? So similarly, what happened? It ignored everything over here. And whatever it found, it took it like for age. Clear? So 45,000 has been taken for age. Now, salary is not here. Will it jump on the next line? No, because of misover. It won't jump. So it will treat salary as missing. And that's why when I run this program, I get salary as missing. So same for I forgot her name. What is her name? Sunila. So same for your question as well. Let's say I have blank, 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 then I have 45 or something like that. Then this 45 is taken as name, will be taken as name. Then it will ignore, and these 4500 would be taken as A, and again salary would become miss. Like, so what I can say, misover is only helping me out when last variable or last couple of variables in sequence are missing. If anything is missing in between or at the beginning, misover is not working, right? So what would work? 50% of that I'll cover today, 50% of that I'll cover tomorrow. The option which I can use to resolve this problem.
I have one question.
Uh-huh.
It applies only, like under name, it's like it took 45 because in character we can take either decimal number or anything.
Anything. In character, you can read any dirty value. Under number, numeric, you can only read numbers and decimals. Okay? Alright. So let's say I have a data, proper data over here, and let me remove some value. Somewhere name is not there, somewhere age is not there, somewhere salary is not there. Okay? Now, which option can help me out? Okay, let me just keep it. Fine. So instead of misover, the other option is which treat if something is missing in the between, we need to use this option called TSD. It is like the option which people ask in interview like anything. Okay, it's like very DSD. Okay, like we have DVD, similarly DSD. So
Does
DSD,
it have full form?
yeah. DSD means delimiter sensitive data. Sensitive data. What is the default delimiter, Ashwin?
Yes.
Default delimiter. Delimiter. So far, I told you there is one default delimiter. Space. Space, which is taken as separator, called default delimiter. Correct. Shipra, you are right. Now, as soon as I define DSD, space is no longer a default delimiter. Okay? SAS is not going to treat space as a separator. Okay. It would take it as a part of value. So that's the problem with this option. So what all character it treats as a separator, or I can say delimiter? It treats like DSD. It treats comma, comma with single quotes, comma with double quotes as delimiter. Comma with single quotes and double quotes you must have seen in the CSV file, right? And like comma also comes sometime in CSV file. CSV means comma separated values. Okay. All right. So it's going to
Lokesh, I'm sorry, but I'm not getting that thing of that comma with single quote and double quote. Where can we get that? I mean, what is the possibility for that?
something like that. Have you seen? Or save one Excel file as comma separated value. Save one CSV file and open that in Notepad. You will see values like this.
Okay,
Okay. So
I'll try
comma
that.
with single quote means this combination.
Okay.
All right. Now, so I don't do that. As of now, I'm not
So
doing.
here the comma and single quote is a together is a delimiter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only single quote will not be taken as the okay. Now,
Okay.
I don't write that. As of now, the comma or single quotes or double quotes are not there in my data. I run this program. How many observation I will get? You have to answer that. It's a tricky question, and it would cover a lot of things which we did today.
Space the data.
What would you mention over next space?
It would be comma. Comma. There would be constant. That would be We have to just check the answer of this because there is no data. No, but there is no DSD actually. So we just have to like we have mentioned DSD. Yeah, I think we should start with it.
Yes.
Few
Guys,
observations.
one observation Sunila said. I am assuming you people are not running this code on your window, on your on your system, okay? Because people here are sitting only with notepad. All right.
I don't even have the SAS software
Okay. All right.
in my home computer.
Okay. I'm trying. You're trying. Fine.
3.
You're saying 3.
Yeah.
All right. How many you were saying? Shipra said 1. Okay. Monica said 1. Swati is trying. Swati 1. Sunila 1. Okay. Maggie did not give any answer. Fine. And you people are saying 3. Everyone?
More than 3.
More than 3. Oh my god. 3. I have passed. How would I get more than 3? Alright. Yes. No idea. So one, let me give you a clue. Space is not a delimiter over here. In the beginning, when I started this class, or when I started like taken this raw data session, I told you in two cases, SAS consider that the value is finished. One when it gets a delimiter, and the other one is
End of line.
end of line. Yes? Okay. So that is a clue for you. Now you tell me how many observations. I have got the correct answer from a couple of people. I will not disclose who they are.
DSD won't jump to next.
I don't know. Okay. So DSD will not work like Misuver. It can jump, pointer can go anywhere.
Then it will be only one, and as first will be taken as name only, and double into 12,000 will be taken as age, and
Then write it please. Okay. Alright. So, okay, let me tell you. One is the correct answer. Fine. Ashwin, are you getting it or not? You're not? No? No. Alright. Let's do that. Only one guy here got it. So let me check the.
it will be like this name, age, and this is correct.
Okay. Now there is some
So
mistake.
that would be like that isn't correct, so it will come with that.
With that word. With dot. Yes. So, okay. First of all, let me define all three as character. Okay. So these three are character. Now, let me run this. So, first of all, name. Name is taken as what? It will start from here. Space is not a delimiter. It will read till end. Till here. So, the entire value becomes name. Name is character. So, it will show everything properly. Now, end of the line, it will consider that the value is over. It will jump on the next line to find age, and it can go on the next line because I don't have written. I have not written what this over. So it came here and read this entire value as age. But the problem is, age is a character with you. It can read anything. What is the limit? 8 bytes. Yeah, default size. It has more than 8 bytes. So what it will do, it will show first 8 characters and rest of the value will be truncated. Fine. And then it comes on the next line and read what? This entire thing as salary. So it would have only one observation. Clear? Not clear.
I have one question. I mean, you told something like 32767.
That is maximum. So by default, as of now, I have not written anything. I just told SAS that this variable should be character. So it will assign a default. Yes. If I need to increase the size, there are methods which I'll be discussing later on. Now let me run this. So when I run this, I get only one line. Okay. Now, what all other option I can use to treat or to get the correct output out of DSD. I'll discuss it tomorrow. Like this value should be missing, this value should come as missing, and something like that. Okay?
Why cannot we use this over simultaneously?
Yes, we can. We can. I didn't say we cannot use. I am not using. I said. Fine. Okay. So let me write miss over. So with DSD, I have written miss over. Can you please tell me how many observation I will get now? Everyone,
Three.
3 observation. Okay, think and let me.
I mean, one question. What is the use of DSD here and so on?
That I'll tell. I have not covered the topic.
But Mr. Over will treat space as a daily.
No. Sita said 3. 1.
One.
How many?
Three would be 45.
Your name is Girish, right?
Ravi.
Ravish. Sorry. Ravish, how many?
3.
Monica said 3. Okay, you are also saying 3. Shifra, you said 1. Oh, Shifra said 1 for her. Okay.
This over, I think there will be 3.
Yeah, so I'm not saying you're wrong. Your answer is 3. I'll let you know. Okay. Shifra is also saying 3. Yes, 3 is the correct answer. Why? Misover will not let the pointer go to the next line. Right? Let's say after reading name, age, it was jumping on the next line. Now it won't, and it would assign a missing value. Sita, your answer is correct. Okay. Then again, for age and salary, it would be missing. Then again, this entire value is read as name, missing, missing, and then similarly this one and missing, missing. If I run this, I get 3 observations. And why spaces? Because age and salary are characters. So let me define them as numeric and run this and see I'm getting. Alright. So that is enough for today. I will end it here. Any question you have, guys? Any doubt, or is that clear with you?
So Lokesh, I just want to know, I mean, for misover, you gave an explanation that, it would assign, it won't let the pointer go to the next value until it assigns the missing value for the, whatever the blank.
Correct.
So like that, I mean, what is the functionality for DSD?
So
Just in a sentence.
I have not discussed it completely. I will let you know tomorrow. I will answer this question tomorrow. Once I am done with the topic, I'll answer this question. So DSD, why we are doing? Because if something is missing in between, misover is not helping us out, and that's why we are doing DSD. In middle of the record, if something is missing, that's why we use DSD. Okay. Any other question? If you don't have any question, you may log off. And I hope I have email ID for Maggie, Sita, Shifra. Are we going to get the recording? Swati, I will not be sharing the recording for all the classes. If you miss some class, I will share the recording. Okay, all right. And but these first two classes are available on YouTube. You can watch them. All right.
Yeah, available.
Okay, so tomorrow, same time, I'll start the class. One question, guys. I got a request from one of the student in US. As of now, it's like 1 a.m. at midnight over there. Can you guys start the class at 8? Can you come at 8? Or you have any issue?
Because I'm coming to work and
You are,
I'm
you,
numbers are like the traffic.
It will take 1:45 from there to reach it.
so if you come at 8, it will take less time for you.
Yes, exactly. I will miss the traffic.
Okay, so is it fine for you? It won't be.
It will take more time because सुबह metro में भी चलती
You are coming from?
Moti Nagar. It
Oh,
will take around 2 hours.
2 hours.
Because आज भी I left home at 7, so it will take around 1 hour.
Moti Nagar is where?
Near the Jolly Garden.